All right, what is up, everybody? Rational Gig Driver here, and we are about to go on a little drive, go out, do a little gig work, and I'm going to update you on the DoorDAsh deactivation situation. Some good news, some not so good news. That's where we're gonna. That's what we're gonna say. That's that's what we're gonna say. It's not the greatest of news in terms of um, how things turned out, and I'll explain. I'll explain. But DoorDash, you know, it's definitely not on my list of favorites anymore, and we are going to be well. I'll explain. All right, so let's get our apps fired up here. So we're using the Z Fold 6. There you have it right there. We're about to take a picture there with Uber. So let's get Uber fired up. All right, there we are. Uber is fired up. GrubHub is fired up. Spark is fired up. We're going to see if what we can make over the next couple hours. All right, let's check out Spark. Spark has a 3-stop Home Depot run for 43 miles. No, sorry, Bob. Absolutely not. I don't know which one does it want me to drop off first. Oh, Falling Waters, and then they want me to go all the way to Cascade, Maryland, which is 30.8 miles away, which makes 0 sense for me to even consider doing something like that. I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. Anyways, let's see what else is out there with Spark right now. That's the only one. Reject that. We're going to send that one to the pile. And we're going to go 1247, 8 miles. Allegedly a surge deal, or surge deals available. And if that's the only surge deal available, we're turning that down. That means it's starting at $8. All right. Let's check out DoorDash, because I am back on DoorDash after a week and a lot of headaches talking to customer service. I got back on, but look at me, I'm gray. Why am I gray? I used to be platinum. I used to have no problem getting on, but now I've been kicked off. Why? Not because I failed to do what I needed to do to stay platinum. No, it's because DoorDash decided to deactivate me while they were processing my background check that, guess what, was never actually being processed. They just shut my account down and never sent the background check to Checker, and then just decided, hey, it would sit there for a little bit. So I'm waiting on a background check to be complete that's not actually ever been sent out. I finally had to go to the accelerated team, and in the meantime, they said, well, we're going to shut your account down because your background check isn't completed yet, and you haven't done it yet, so we're shutting your account down, which I ended up shut down for over a week. Over a week. But the good news is, I figured some things out. I figured out that I don't actually need DoorDash anymore. And I figured out that life without DoorDash is actually better. And then when I did get the chance to come back, I said, let's see if DoorDash does something. I talked to DoorDash support and said, hey, explain the situation. I said, is there going to be anything done to help me with the fact that I can't get on the schedule now? And pretty much I was told, yeah, go out and dash. Well, I can't even schedule. I supposedly have priority schedule. There's apparently no such thing as priority scheduling, because guess what? I can't schedule. So, moral of the story is, DoorDash deactivates me and then puts me out for over a week, takes me off platinum, And I guess if I was only on DoorDash, I'd really be screwed right now. I would literally be sitting here with no ability. It has not been read once. And I told you this, that I witnessed this with observing my wife's account, who was gold, and observing my own account, which was at the time platinum. And the entire day, my map was red. The entire day. The entire day. While my wife's would be gray. And it would only be maybe for an hour or a half hour, maybe during dinner. Oh, we got GrubHub action. Here we go. Let's see here. All right, so 793 Martin. All right, so we will actually accept that because it's actually going to take us up to this McDonald's. So we're a little bit out of pocket, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So anyways, we're going to get to the strategy here of what's going on and what I'm planning to do to combat this bullshit of DoorDash. But anyways, so I know that what's happening right now is manufactured by the app. I know that. I know that they've now put everyone on different programs, and that Platinum says, okay, we'll give you access to the platform literally all the time. So whether it's, you don't really need Dash now if you're a Platinum driver, because, you know, I know I saw some creators that were putting up saying that in some markets they've taken away the Dash Now button. But you really don't need it, because guess what? You're going to be able to dash anytime you want because you're in a different program. You can dash anytime you want. Your map will be red all day long. You will never have a problem getting on. Unlike right now, I can't get on. And the last few days, I thought, well, at dinner time, it'll turn red. Nope, no red. And I'm sitting at 71%. I'm sitting at 99% completion rate. I'm sitting at 4.97% customer rating. There's no good reason why you wouldn't want to have me out on the road, except for the fact that I'm not platinum. But I have no way to get the platinum because I can't work. Because my app stays gray. And again, you know, I'm not really frustrated by it because, of course, I already had started doing other things a long time ago. One thing I started doing was GrubHub. And I'm going to explain to you why you need to get on GrubHub. And why GrubHub and Uber Eats can be good too at different times. But between Uber Eats, GrubHub, and Spark, you can make it. And you're going to have a much happier, much more peaceful in your mind experience. GrubHub is literally the experience every Dasher says they want. You have full transparency. You see the offers. You have the ability to get paid by the minute, because if you wait, GrubHub will pay you. They will give you extra money if you're sitting there waiting on the order. If you lose an order in GrubHub land, you get paid your wait time, as long as you call support. You don't have customer ratings. They don't allow, or if they do, it's an internal rating, but it's not held against the driver. And the rating system that is held against the driver is based on a 14-day rolling period, meaning you have a couple ways you can become a premier driver, so to speak. And one of those ways would be don't work for 14 days and then just start taking every order after that, arrive on time, and schedule at least one time on the block system, and pick up a GrubHub block. And in the next week, do that for an entire week, and you will be a premier driver the following week, and you have access to the full suite of everything. Now, I have had catering orders, I've had large order program orders, I've had the whole suite of them, all never as a premier driver. And right now, I'm actually, without really much effort, I'm pretty much a premier driver, except for one thing. I've got to get my acceptance rate up. And my acceptance rate, believe it or not, has gone up overnight when I haven't been working, because of the fact that my 14-day period, the rolling 14, I'm losing declines, and because I'm accepting more orders now, it's going up. I'm at like 34%. So, again, GrubHub makes a tremendous amount of sense. Now, it's been there for me. I've had it. It's always been there, and I've kind of ignored it. And I was always putting DoorDash ahead. I was always saying, well, DoorDash, DoorDash, DoorDash. And yes, the volume is not necessarily quite as high, but my market is bigger for GrubHub than DoorDash's. So it's just also too about where I'm hanging out. So now I got to go hang out at different ends of my market. And then when I do, GrubHub magically comes alive. And it's really nice when you get to see your $20 order and you know you're going 20 for $8, or you know you're going 15 for 3 miles. And then there's going to be some of the crappy orders that's going to come across, and you can decide whether you want to do them or not. But a lot of times, like that order I'm doing right now, I wanted to head in the direction I'm going. So they gave me a 7 for 9 miles. Now I'm going to head that direction regardless, because I know GrubHub doesn't do much up on my exit, and I wanted to head down here because I need to be close to where my son's practice is going to be at, and I've got to pick him up. So I'm heading up here anyway, so I thought, you know what? Why not take this? Instead of driving up here and then getting the offer, GrubHub will pay you more. They will overpay you in relationship to what you would have been paid if you were sitting around the restaurant, and you would have traveled the 9 miles anyways. And of course, the way I'm going to keep track of it, I mean, I'm going to start my miles out and drive down there, and I might drive 3 miles down the road, and then they say, okay, here's a 6 for 3 or 6 for 2 for the McDonald's. No, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was 7 for 9, but I don't even think it was really not. I don't even think this McDonald's is actually 9 miles from my house. It's 4 miles from my house. So GrubHub sometimes doesn't have the mileage correct. I'm not sure what route they were taking me. But anyways, I accepted it because it's bringing me up, and the delivery is right next to the McDonald's, which puts me right in the area where I want to be at and start working. And it allows me to be in range of the 2 Walmart Sparks I want to work, and Uber Eats. And then maybe DoorDash if it comes on. So right now, guys, that's what we're doing. But I've proven to myself, oh, here we go. And we're definitely not taking that. Uber Eats with some trash, man. Uber Eats does come hard with the trash like DoorDash. That was a 415 for 17 miles. You know, but you got to just say no. And the thing is this. What I've come to the realization is my days as a Platinum, Premier, Plus, whatever you want to call it, driver for DoorDash, unless the orders make sense to get me there, I'm no longer going to do it. Number one, I don't even think I'm going to have access to the system enough to even be able to get there, because I don't think it's possible with the amount of availability I have and I see that I'll even be able to do 100 orders in 30 days. I mean, like I said, I have now gone almost 3.5 days where I have had no access. Now, I have scheduled some shifts, but because of the fact that DoorDash, you know, when they let me back on, I was a week out already, and pretty much the schedule locks up within an hour of when it comes out, and then you don't have availability anymore. I've had to just grab shifts, but it's all been in advance. So the first time I'm going to be able to work will be this Friday, because I'm on the schedule this Friday. So we'll see where we go with it. But when I do get a chance to turn DoorDash on, it's decline time. I mean, if it makes sense. Now, if it makes sense, if it's an order that I'm willing to do, I'll do it. But if not, what do I got to lose? Who cares? I mean, I'm not, you know, to me, I wasn't getting large order programs anyways when I was up there. I hadn't got one in a long, long time. And the orders I was getting, you know, were not that great. And when I would turn on, you know, the best orders I received were on earn by time, and few and far between earn by time large order programs. I mean, I got some, like I had the one night where I think I got a $30 some earn by time, and I mean, you know, they were documented. I've had them, but they're not enough. They're not at a frequency that it made a real difference in my earnings, because at the end of the night, I made $20 an hour, because that's what DoorDash is going to make you. It's going to put you at the end of the night, at the end of the day, at the end of the time. At least in my area, that's what I've seen. Somewhere between about 18 to $20 an hour. And DoorDash really wants, one of the things why I believe, and I saw this, I was not surprised, because I've been saying that DoorDash has been formatting their earn by time earnings and their earnings system to the block that you choose. So, for instance, what I've noticed is let's say I schedule myself for 3 hours, all right, and I hit 3 hours, right, and in. Now, that doesn't mean at the end of the 3 hours they're gonna have me earning somewhere around $60. Now, if I quit early, if I quit within the first hour, I might have $15. So that would say, well, you would have earned, if $15 or $45 for it. No, because what they're going to do is they're going to eventually even you out. They're going to algorithmically, whether it's having to add extra base pay in on an order, or remember, they can do that. So you might say, well, no, they don't know what orders are coming. Well, they don't, but they know what base pay they have to pay you. And because of the scheme that they've worked out, in the way they've been able to now extract the tips of the big orders and use them to then pay for the orders that they need moved, or to pay the drivers that they need to level out their pay and get them to whatever it is that they want them to be at, they've now mastered the ability to control driver pay at like never before. So, you may find yourself, now that doesn't mean you can't find yourself in a scenario where all of a sudden you go, okay, I've earned $40 in the first hour and a half. You will do that, right? But what you're going to see happen is you're going to see them either send you on a really long run that will pay you, whatever, it might pay you, $15, but it's going to take the remaining hour and a half of that 3 hours that you have, and that's all you're going to make for that hour and a half. Or they might sit you. You might be waiting, and then you might, for the last 45 minutes, you get a stack that turns into an $18 deal, and now you're sitting, again, where they want you to be at, right close to that $60 mark at the end of 3 hours. They have full control over what they're doing now. And because of the programs that they have, because they're pitting earn by offer and earn by time, they have been able to fully control. You will have no advantage whatsoever whether you're on earn by offer or earn by time. You may have a short-term advantage. In other words, you might decide, I'm only going to work 2 of my 4 hours, and those 2 hours were really profitable. But if you stayed on for the remaining 2, you were going to get evened out. You were going to get pushed out, or you were going to basically get flatlined. Anyways, let's go in here. Let's go pick up this order, and we'll talk some more when we're on our way. So let's see what we've got. I'll go over it with you guys. All right, so there it is, guys. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's $7.93 for 9 miles. And you might say, well, what the hell, rational gig driver? That's not too rational. Like I said, we're going to be delivering. It's like right over there. It's not going to take long at all. You guys can time me once we get in the car. It's not going to take long to get there. And then we're right here where we want to be. And we'll be in a position to hopefully maximize and get another order fairly quickly. Now, GrubHub does not work quite like DoorDAsh does. Although they do have guarantees. Again, that was one of the parts that I didn't get to talk about yet, and that is the guarantee. They have an earn by time system as well, but it's a little bit different and it makes a little bit more sense. Essentially, what the earn by time system is for GrubHub, okay, it's this: you schedule a block, you make yourself available to work, and if somehow by some fluke you don't end up earning money during that block time, you don't end up earning, at least in my area, $11 an hour equivalency. So that means if you scheduled yourself for a 4-hour block, you're going to walk out with at least $44. And GrubHub has never, ever, I've never had to actually be paid that, because GrubHub has always come through, but either sending me an offer that is absolutely not worth it, because you have to maintain your acceptance rate of 85% or higher during that block. And if you don't do that, then you will not get your guarantee. But if you maintain your acceptance rate during that time and accept all the offers that they want you to, they're going to guarantee you $11 an hour. Although, like I said, I have never, ever, ever had that happen. Where I've had to be paid the guarantee. I've either lost the guarantee because I turned an offer down and said, no, we're not doing that. That's crazy. or I earned way more than my guarantee. So, it's actually really, it's not something that I've ever really had to be worried about. Let's see here. Where are we at? 340. Here we are. Presley 007. Hey, how you doing there? Yes, it has. Yes, it has. And also, by the way, guys, a little update. My wife did have the baby, so all went well with that. We are the baby and my wife are home and safe, but I've been off for a little bit because there's been lots of exciting things going on with that. And then, like I said, right when I go on with we have the baby, what happens? DoorDASH. What's going on, Kevin? All four. Hello. I picked up for 681. Yeah.
Hi, bud.
Thank you very much. Thank you. right, y'all. I'll tell you what. That was, I don't know if y'all were able to fully appreciate that whole debacle in there, but that was some terrible customer service by the young lady at the counter. She literally looked at me. I told her I told her the number, 681, and she just was less like, just literally did that to me, and I'm just like, so I sat there and I stared at her because I said, "There's the bag." Basically, my bag was sitting back there, and she pointed back to the bag, like I'm like, how am I supposed to get to the bag? And I literally just sat there and death stared her. And then finally she went back there. And that's when I was just like, thank you very much. Appreciate your help. But I thought, what the hell's wrong with this girl? Like, I have no idea what was wrong with her. I mean, if you don't like your job, quit. But if you're going to be the customer service person who's standing at the front, well, gosh darn it, you damn well better serve your customers, and whether you like it or not, I'm a customer and I represent one of your customers. I do not normally have a problem with that McDonald's at all. There's one on the other end of town who makes that issue look like child's play. But let me go through the chat here. So we've got Shane Epley. Welcome. Thank you, Shane, for stopping in. Kevin Hawthorne, welcome. I said hi to you in there. I don't know if you could hear me or not. And then, of course, Presley 007. I had said hello to you. I don't know if because it's picking up my GPS, so I don't know where my microphone's recording to. If it's going to my Z Fold. Or my Z Flip. I'm actually doing this stream on my Z Flip. I have it set up in here. I have almost the perfect setup here to do this and stream with my Z Flip. New angle, new way to look, so you can see what's going on. And of course, I can also give you guys the a view if we're driving as well. So perhaps I'll do that now. Let's do that. Let's see. Although I think, you know what? Honestly, it's too hot over there. And I may have to put you guys down here on the front of the air conditioning for a little bit because it feels like the phone's getting a little hot. Yeah. Only thing is it won't let me go vertical. I'm using my front screen to do this, and then of course I'm following the chat in my iPhone right here. So there you are, chat, which I had the chat originally up here. But anyways. So as I was saying, essentially, I'm just gonna put this up here so I can see the chat while I'm driving. That's a much smarter way to do it. But essentially, I've been doing a lot more GrubHub, and as you can see, I've had some success with it, or at least I feel a lot better with it. And I think the reason why I like GrubHub as much as I do is because of the transparency. Because as I'm sitting here going through it, I'm like, why in the hell am I working up? And here we go. $2.60 on Uber. So Uber just sent us an offer for $2.60 going 5 miles. But it's like, why am I going to sit here and get upset, get angry when I have an option? I have a solution. And that solution is right in front of me. I own the solution to my problems, and that is GrubHub, because it runs the way we want DoorDAsh to run. Now, the only thing that it lacks, in my opinion, is the market volume at times, especially during downtimes. Although I think some markets are pretty busy, from what I understand. There we go. All right. Jesus Christ. That's what I want. All right, there it is. I just want to be able to see the chat. I don't want to see myself. That's like weird to see yourself when you're filming. So I have to have it on the generator. But anyways, so that's pretty much been my focus, and I'm really glad it's been my focus because It's really came up with huge it's given me the ability to see what the app can do. And when you mix the app in with Spark and you mix the app in with Uber, it and in Instacart as well, because Instacart's also played a bigger role in things. Specifically, what I like to do with Instacart is keep my eye on the grocery delivery side. And by grocery delivery, I don't mean shopping delivery. I mean literally just delivering groceries. You go pick them up like you would a DoorDAsh order. They have it ready. You scan the bags in and put them in your back seat, put them in your trunk, put them in your bags. They already have them pre-packaged, pre-done, and you head on your way. There's some of these will pay out as high as $40 or $50. You just got to be watching and be available. There was one particular day, I think it was $39, and I had to deliver 2 orders, and it was going 9 miles. I was like, hell yeah! So I did that. I've been mixing a lot more in terms of the orders and the apps that I've been working. I've been doing a lot more multi-apping. In terms of I've actually been putting together GrubHub and Spark orders at times. Because, for instance, I'll explain a particular order I did. It turned into it was a $23 order for 11 miles. And I was actually needing to head home. So I was looking for a Spark order on the way home. And I got a $12 Spark order at the Walmart, essentially by my house. And so I said, okay, I'll go do that. It was like going 1.5 miles. And then normally I would have never taken this order, right? But I'm already heading in that direction. I'm already going to be up there. I'm on my way, and I get a $12, I think it was like $12, I don't know, from where I was at, it was like 13 miles for the sushi restaurant right up the way. But combined, it was only like 11 miles total. Because of how it was all laid out and where I was going to be coming from, and I was going to be on the Spark order. And I was able to put the 12 and the 11 together and turn it into $23. So I turned what would have been 2 orders that would have never been done on their own. I turned them together, I multi-apped them, and what I basically did was I picked up the Spark order. It was really, it was like 11 items. They were all non-perishable. So I picked up the Spark order, went to the sushi restaurant, got the food. On my way, went and dropped the sushi order off, then came back and went and dropped off the Spark order. And of course, there was plenty of time. I was fine in time and fine in delivery time and all that stuff, dropping all these off. So it all worked out well. And I was like, holy shit, I just put this together, and I would have never even thought about doing that. I would have probably sat around and done 4 DoorDash orders to get the same 23 for 11 miles. And I'm thinking, here it is. It's been in front of me the entire time. I've just had to think differently. I had to stop being as dependent as I had been on DoorDash and always putting them first and always trying to build everything around DoorDash. All right, here we are, 1,002. So, all right, let's go in here. You guys, and this is nice the way I have you set up. I don't have to worry about you seeing the customer's house. So I'm going to leave you guys right there. And we're going to go get this delivered. All right, so with GrubHub, you got to check in, so you got to click arrived. And then I'll set my camera up, and then it gives you all the view the order, make sure I know what I'm getting. All right, guys, I'll be right back. right, it's like Uber Eats sending me something, 460 shop, one item, going 7.9 miles. No, sorry, Bob, we're not doing that crap. No, 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 no. That's in the trip radar, so that does not count against me. Turn it down. All right, and then let's see here. What do we got going on? I'd like to see, what do we got going on? We got $14.99 Audi for 11 miles. To shop and deliver, that's for Instacart. And then we've got nothing going on here. And then, of course, man, I'll tell you, Spark is obsessed with trying to get me to do that Home Depot order. I mean, it's called, you pay me about $80, I'll go do it, but I'm not driving 30 some miles, 39 miles, or whatever the hell they want me to drive for $27. That's nuts. While the cash flow on it might make sense, depending on how fast I can drive those miles. But if you want me to drive clear up to the Pennsylvania border, I'm going to drop off the first order in my neck of the woods, and then we're going to drive all the way to the Pennsylvania border. I can't do it, number one, even if I wanted to, even if they came in with the money, because I have to go pick my son up at 5 o'clock, which is when we're going to end the stream. But anyways, so point of the matter is, guys, look, if you're not on GrubHub at this point, you need to get on GrubHub, okay? You need to get on their wait list, and I guarantee you will be a happier individual once you get started with GrubHub. You will see that it makes sense. Now, I can't guarantee you're going to have your order volume that you need, because unfortunately GrubHub in some markets has struggled. But I will tell you this. GrubHub has linked up with Amazon, and it is now a free perk for all Amazon Prime customers. They get free GrubHub delivery, which is why in a particular pocket, and it's in the rich enclave, little area known as Charlestown. In fact, it's done market on DoorDAsh, but in that area, GrubHub thrives. I can drive up there at dinner time any given day for about 3 hours, clean up, and I'll have, my phone will go off over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Now, I've never been a Premier driver. I don't know if any of that makes a difference. I really don't. I have no idea. I suspect it probably doesn't, because like I said, I've been able to survive. I've been able to eat. I've been able to make money. I've been able to hit my goals, never being a Premier driver. But perhaps, maybe, it would be, there's more opportunity there that I'm not tapped into. Maybe I'm going to get higher order value. Maybe the volume of GrubHub, I'm saying we have low volume. Maybe I don't have low volume. Maybe my numbers need to be better, because GrubHub's numbers are not crazy hard to keep up. That's the thing. DoorDash makes it hard to keep up because they're running you on a 100. The last 100. They're putting you on this hamster wheel of doom that requires you to just be constantly working, constantly driving your car into the ground, constantly out and about. Whereas, again, GrubHub says, okay, you take 2 weeks off, you come back and you accept your first 10 orders for the week. Well, you're going to come back as a partner driver at first. But if you come out and you're like, all right, I'm going to come out, I need to make money because I've been off, and you accept your first 10, 15, 20, or you accept 30, 40 orders in a row, and you get driving and you're on time, and and then you schedule a couple of blocks, and you get your blocks scheduled, and you don't miss the blocks, and you show up and you work your blocks completely to finish, you're a Premier driver in no time. You don't have to sit around and drive for 30 days and do 100 orders and do all the bullshit that DoorDash does. And I'm just telling you, if you're upset with DoorDash, it's an option for you. Secondarily, every driver out there should consider having Spark in their back pocket, and we're going to see what, like I said, we're going to see what fate has for us in the next hour or so. Today, I've already done a Spark order. I did a $21 Spark order earlier today. In addition to us having a new addition, my oldest son went to college. My middle child, what used to be my middle child, now I have 2 middle children. My oldest middle child started high school. My youngest middle child started preschool, or pre-K, I guess I should say. And, of course, we have a newborn. So, my pre-K guy, he ended up having, I guess, a bout of diarrhea, not to be too graphic, but apparently he had diarrhea, and they called me and said he had to come, even though he's feeling fine. They said, hey, he's got to leave. I said, okay, no problem. So he can't come back to school until Thursday, provided that he doesn't have any more issues. I don't think he will. I think he's just, he ate maybe some foods or something. I don't know. We're gonna keep him monitored. But as a result, I had to cut short my earlier day, and I was going to go live. I was going to come out, but I literally went out, did the first order. I was queuing up the live. I was trying I was getting it scheduled. I was actually working on the thumbnail. I had stopped over at Sheets to get a drink, and lo and behold, my phone rings, and they said, you need to come get your son because there's a problem. So I decided, all right, I'll come get him. I had to run a few errands, came home, and then I ended up hanging out at the house for a little bit to help my wife, because it's a little tough on her right now to be trying to run around with him and the baby and all that stuff. So now I'm back out because I don't think she'll have a problem being able to handle things for a couple of hours. I'm going to go out. I told her I'm going to go out, see what I can make for the next couple of hours, pick up my oldest, or I guess my oldest child, and then we're going to go home. I don't know if I'm going to go out and do how much gig work I'll be doing after I pick him up, because it's a school night. We have to be up really, really early, and I'm not going to be late. I've got to get him to the house, and like I said, there's just lots going on. So, that's where we stand right now today. So today's been kind of a not so great day, but it started out okay. I had a lot of promise for today. I was sitting at $21, and I thought, oh, great. Hopefully we'll have a solid lunch. I've been making about somewhere between 70 to 100 bucks from 8 to about noon. I had a day or two I made over 100. It just depended on how the Spark orders were falling and what was going on. Like I said, I have not had DoorDash in the mix at all with that. I'm hopeful that, again, I'm not eliminating DoorDash completely. I'm just saying DoorDash will now earn its spot in the roster. If it's not pumping me orders, if it's not giving me orders that are good, then it will sit on the sidelines. If it gives me something, if it tags itself in, if it's like, hey, wow, that's a great order, hell yeah, I'll do that, then we'll go ahead and we'll get it done. But no longer does DoorDash get the nod anymore, where it's like, oh, hey, they just sent me a shitty order, but I'll go ahead and do it because I'm worried about X or Y or Z. No, I don't need it. And, sometimes, like I said, it takes just simply getting away from it, not having the option. And I don't want to lose it, because I want the option. I want as many options that I can have out here. But it was just nice to be able to say, hey, what? I don't need it. All right, so let's take a look at the map here. So right now we are in a spot where it's telling me, in fact, I guess I need to move down a little bit. I'm sitting right at the edge of a GrubHub hotspot. Uber is there any hotspots down here? Not right now, not at the given moment. So I guess we'll see what happens. So I got 5 of you in chat. I'm just checking the chat now, getting caught up to see if anybody is. Shane, that was his Super Geek Tuber Army. Absolutely, yes. Like I said, this is becoming a much more difficult situation for people, I think. I'm seeing it in the videos. I'm seeing it myself out here in terms of, if I was ever, if I was just working one app, there's no way in the world I would come close to even hitting any of this. Of course, I've known this. I've said this. I've been prepared for this. I've said this is where it was going. But there's just no way. There's just no way in the world that I would be that anyone right now is going to be able to make it with just one app in the long run and maximize their earnings. And again, like I said, I don't think anything was clear. Like I said, then a guy like dashing with John. I mean, now he's getting it done now with the rental car, I believe. I'm not sure. I know he's doing. I'm very interested to see how that all turns out for him. But when a guy like that who's out here killing it, he's got a great market, and his market's right next to mine, and he's out here, driving and making money and doing it full time and successfully doing it. But again, it caught up to him because he wasn't prepared for the day that the car went out, and he didn't have a fund ready for it. And that's why one of the proponents that I've talked about is you've got to be constantly setting aside money in preparation for the knowledge that when you're out here, the car you're going to use for this, it's not going to be here anymore at the end of this. Like, it should not be a car that is an asset to you. It's an investment. So if you put, and think of it like an investment in a business, you're putting, let's say you decide to spend 10 grand on that car. The idea is I'm going to spend 10 grand on the car, but I'm going to try to make, and you fill in the blank. What are you trying to make a year? If it's 50 grand a year and you're trying to get 6 years with it, you're going to try to get $300,000 out of it for a $10,000 investment. Plus, and then out of that 300,000, you're going to try to get, you're going to have to pay for maintenance, pay for different costs that will be associated with running that vehicle. Again, I'm throwing numbers out here, right? I'm throwing numbers out here. You have to kind of figure it out for yourself, what you're looking to make. All right, let's see what we got here, guys. Anything, and this is a common thing that happens with Spark. A bunch of orders got dumped. I guess a bunch of orders nobody likes, and they're all up in Hagerstown, right? Which is not where I can be right now. So there's nothing at the Walmart that I'm right near. I'm sitting in front of a Walmart. There is one at the Walmart behind me, near my house, 11 and a half miles. Let's take a look at that route. Yeah, it looks like it's coming up here. I mean, I guess that would be a potential possibility. And then there's 3 stops. They're shopping. And Walmart now is doing multiple stop shops, which I do not really particularly care for. I've done them, but I really don't like them. Yeah. So the only thing I would consider out of all these offers that have come to me from Spark, because all of them but one are in Hagerstown, which is just not possible for me to go up there right now, would be a $22.73, 11 and a half miles. And that's not miles to the Walmart. I would have to go 10 miles. So it is a $22.73, 21 and a half mile order. I'm not going to do that, obviously. I mean, I think it's self-explanatory, even at $22. I'm going to wait and see, because I believe there'll be something that will come here. There will be something that in the time that it would take this order to be done, because it would take me probably 15 minutes to get to that Walmart, probably another 10 minutes to load the order in, maybe 15. And then it would take probably another 30 minutes to run and deliver the order. So you're talking about an hour, which would put me right at when I would need to go get my son, and I would be down relatively close looking at the map. But do I think I could earn the same or maybe do better waiting around here? I'm going to gamble on it. This is the part of the job that you're gambling a little bit on. Now, if I was sitting at that Walmart, if I had gone back up to there and sat, and I was in the parking lot of that Walmart, and they said, hey, and they threw that order at me, would I do it? Absolutely, because it would actually be going directionally in the direction I want to go. So, one of the things that when you do what I did with the GrubHub order that makes an order like that work is you've got to get a follow-up order. So where I lost on that order is I didn't get the follow up. GrubHub, I see orange boxes all over the place, but nothing so far. Let's force stop it. Let's clear cache. Let's reopen, and then let's see if I can get on a. The other thing might be that I like to do that will help. Is sometimes blocks will open up. So I'm always constantly watching for that, because once you get on a block, you're going to get an offer, because they're not going to want to have to pay you the guarantee. So you're either going to get $11 or they're going to give you the. And like I said, almost every time I've ever been on a GrubHub block, I've always got an offer. Rex Dog, how you doing? I did well. Hey, yeah, you could say I got reactivated, Rex Dog. It's been a disaster. But anyways, yes, I did get reactivated after having to get put to the accelerated team. Essentially, what happened is, allegedly they were saying that I hadn't completed my background check, basically, and that there was some outstanding item. At least that's what DoorDash's side was saying. So they deactivated my account, saying that I failed to complete my background check. The problem is, Checker never actually did my background check, nor did they receive a request from DoorDash for my background check. Yet DoorDash said that they had a pending background check and that they sent it. It took me a week and a half, and I had to basically go to the request to get in touch with the accelerated service team, or whatever the hell they're called. And I had to basically talk to them and say, and they had to go and investigate. And once they were able to confirm, they're like, oh, Checker is saying you didn't have it. I guess they went in. Basically, they just worked their magic. I don't know if I'm going to have the problem again. I don't know if I'm still going to have to get a background check. Essentially, one of the people up there basically just worked their magic, because I was literally on the phone for like the 6th time, talking with them, complaining, saying, hey, listen, I'm done here. I'm in a rock and a hard place. I mean, what are y'all going to do? Just keep me from not working? And I'm on the phone with them, and my app just magically comes back on. But the problem is, I was a Platinum Dasher when I left. And a week and a half off, I was down to like 70 orders. Or like 71 orders or something like that. So I was gold. I have not been able, and of course I wasn't able to schedule. So I've been reactivated now for like 3 days, or no, hold on, what's today? Tuesday? I've been reactivated since last Friday, right? All weekend long I couldn't get on. App was never read. And I've been scheduling. So my first time I'm on the schedule is this coming Friday. So I have been unable to, and I've just been watching as I'm down. I'm now down to needing 49 deliveries. And like I said, I've been doing other apps and doing other things, and I'm like, you know what? Screw you, DoorDash. I mean, you're going to sit here, and I even asked the support people, I'm like, I mean, is there something that can be done to help me out, given the fact that I, couldn't work, and you guys basically are now going to dock me? And they were pretty much like, yeah, deliver. So, you got to do your deliveries, pretty much is what they said. And I was like, okay, fine. You know what? I'm not going to. It is what it is. So I just thought, you know what? Screw you, DoorDash. I'm not going to worry about you. I'll just focus on what I have, and when DoorDash lets me on. So I'm no longer going to sit here and worry about DoorDash in the way I was before, or making it a centerpiece. It's going to be, when they send me an order that's good, I'll hit accept. And again, when I have access to the platform. And of course, with my schedule, the way it all works, it's like, I don't know, I don't know that I will be able to always schedule the exact times I'm available, because of just the way things go. So we'll see what happens. But I think DoorDash is going more towards a scheduling format, because again, as I found, when you schedule yourself for a period of time, you had to stay out for that whole period of time. And sometimes they'd start you heavy, and you get a bunch of orders at the front end, and you might earn for the first couple hours, $30 an hour, and then all of a sudden the back couple hours, it slows down. Now, of course, there's one way you can defeat that. That's, of course, if you have it really hot and you notice it's cooling off, stop your dash, reschedule yourself. But of course, the problem with that is you don't know. You might still turn it on, and DoorDash, I think, probably knows where you were at in your day, and they'll turn you on. And unless it's really busy, they're gonna play around with you. But eventually, my point is, DoorDash wants you to earn about $20 an hour, and that's what I see. And that's where my earn by time would always trend towards. And to me, it's like, well, you know what? That's great. But I'm spending too much time on the platform, and my earnings at times were down because of that. So now we're going to go to, I've been doing Spark again, and I'm making $25 to $30 an hour. Because like I said, with Spark, it's like you're sitting here like I'm doing right now, and then all of a sudden there'll be a $40 shop that will come in, and I'll get it done, and then next thing you know, they'll follow up with a 30 or 40, 25, 30, $40 couple stop pickup and drop off. And before you know it, in 4 hours you've made over $100, and rinse, repeat. And then if you're adding in like, GrubHub, Uber Eats orders that make sense, you can get to the same place that I've been trying to get with DoorDash, only at a much better price point. So we're at let's see here, Sam's Club. They're obsessed with trying to get me to take this. Well, actually, this is a Sam's Club offer. Never mind. They have a Home Depot order in here that they keep wanting me to keep offering more and more money to, but they're still so far away from where I would consider it. It's not funny. Basically, they're sending me. They do this. Spark will go through this, where I almost feel like it's like they want you to switch markets or switch parts of your market, because it's like they're sending me nothing but offers from Hagerstown. And by the way, on Spark, they changed their metrics. For those of you that are on Spark, I don't know if it's come to your end, but I'm at, they calculate it all different now. There's a completion rate now, and it's all based on the last 100 offers. And they also are now, it's not just round robins. They do round robins, but they're doing a weird thing where, like, basically non-round robin offers do not count against you if you decline them, but if you accept them, they count for you on your acceptance rate. So I'm at 69% acceptance rate on Spark, which I've never been that high ever, but however they're doing it. So, but I'm at 93% completion rate. I need to get to 95, and then I'm green again. And then I'm at 4.6% customer rating. I was at 5 before they dropped these in, but that was because they were doing a 3-month window, and now it's a 100 order window. So apparently my last 100 orders, that was, at 4.6, not 5%, or not 5 star. So anyways, it's a little weird, but it is what it is. Like I said, what I need right now is to find me a nice shop or a nice pickup. It's 4:06. I got to pick my son up at 5 o'clock. I'd love for it to be heading towards the Inwood area. Anyways, jeez. All right. Looks like I'm being told there's a $28 Wise Market. Alright, so that would actually take me to Inwood, and then that would take me to Glengarry, West Virginia. But I don't really want to go all the way to Glengarry, West Virginia. How many items? 20 items, so it's not bad on the items. But it's only $28. So that's not going to happen. I'll see if I'll take that under advisement, because sometimes Instacart will add money to the offers. Spark's got stuff flying in. We've got our $32 50-mile Sam's Club run, and then we've got a $7 7.5 miles. So Spark's making a liar out of me when I tell people it does good. But you got to be patient. You got to be patient. You just got to be patient. That's it. And DoorDash, let's see. Is DoorDash going to let me on? Will we get to see some DoorDash action? Will I be able to share that with you today? Looks like Charlestown is lit up. If I had the time, I'd love to go to Charlestown and work some DoorDash. All right, so we got a 2089 shop for Hagerstown. I would do that. It's 4 miles. It's been, somebody snatched that right up. Nothing in my area. Let's just decline that. Decline that. Decline that. Decline that. Decline that. Decline that. So we've declined everything. Let's see where we're at. My metrics say. And also on Spark, when you go on this new metric system, it real-time updates everything. So you're in the real time. It used to update. You used to not see your metrics in real time. You used to have to wait until the next day. Now it's all done in real time. You know, some strange stuff, but it is what it is. All right, so we're done. You take a drive around. A lot of times when it comes to some of these apps, moving my positioning sometimes helps. Partly, I think, because the cell phone stuff is so spotty. I'll end up driving to some areas where it's a little bit better, and it's almost like it reloads my my proximity in the app. But it's probably truly nothing really extra going on. It probably has no real bearing. It's just that it appears that way because I happen to be moving, and I get an order, and I probably would have got that same order if I'd have been sitting, but because of impatience and human reaction, I end up deciding. What's up, Necro? What's going on? Who's this DoorDash you're talking about, Necro? I don't know who that is. I know about Rational Gig Driver. Oh, I've got a just for you offer. Awesome. All right, let's see here. Hold on. I probably should have just accepted it. I went to go. I should have just hit accept on it, although I don't even know. But it looks like I'm having some cell phone connectivity issues. So I'm probably going to have timed out of it. Damn it. That sucks. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to just keep driving. See, it was a $16 shop, but I couldn't see the info on it because the way the offer screen is also updated on these deals. So I had to click into it to see the deal here. Probably should have just hit accept on it and then just went with it. But anyways, you never know. Sometimes you do that, and I will tell you, I've had Spark at times give me $16 in base pay, and it ends up being a 25 order shop or 25 item shop for like 16 bucks, and it's because, and then they're giving you $16 in base pay, but it's a no tip offer. So and you know, their calculation, they're giving you 16 bucks in base pay, so for them they're like, hey, we're calculating that the fact that you got 20 items. And of course, remember, if you do Spark, there's a 24-hour window that they can put a tip on. So, you know, you can still earn your tips. I also have gotten plenty of cash tips on some no tip offers, because there are times that the Spark app will pay you $25 for no tip off. And then there's times where they'll give you $16 for a 20 item shop. It makes no sense. But so we're coming over here. We're going to come up here to Sheets, where again, it's just another end of the market that I'll come up over here, sit, and sometimes it triggers an offer. Plus, I can also tap into Sheets internet as well, so that kind of helps me to ensure that I'm getting a good signal and whatnot. So, all right, here we go. Let's see. I'll go ahead and tap into the Sheets. I think I'm going to head in here and get a drink as well. Soda's a little warm. And oh, I signed into the Sheets Wi-Fi, and lo and behold, I get an offer right away from Spark. So let's see what happens here. 1674. Actually, you know what? No, that was 1701. But here's an example of what I was talking about. No tip offer, 1631, 21 items, 21 item shop, and it also requires customer age verification, meaning there's probably some sort of medication or something. And the reason why I don't like those in particular is because I can't tell you how many times I've gone and the person just doesn't want to come to the door. And then when that happens, you got to return the items back to the store. And they don't give you a whole lot of money for the return. So unless it's, and then you don't get the tip either. You get your base pay, but you don't get the tip. It's really not worth it. And I don't know. I just don't trust those verifications. So when I see that, unless it's a customer I've dealt with before, and I've even had customers that I've dealt with before stiff me on the verification. It just is what it is. All right, let's see here. What's up, Yup? How you doing, man? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. I hope all was well, my friend. I hope all is well. All right, let's see what we got here. Got 2790 stores. That's 2403. Can't do that. Can't do this. Still sending me all these Hagerstown offers on Spark. Just can't do that. Just cannot do it. Well, yup, I'm back on it. But basically, what happened is, buddy, it was some bullshit, man. Basically, DoorDash claimed that they claimed I had a pending background check, right? The issue was, and then they claimed I didn't get it completed. I didn't respond or something, right? So they shut my account down and deactivate me for failure to respond. Of course, I get with Checker because they're like, you need to check in with Checker. Checker's like, we were never submitted a background check. They were like, it was the last time we got a background check offer on you was, or for you was like in March, and it was fine. And I'm like, okay. And DoorDash is like, no, we sent one over on such and such date in August of this year. So I was literally sitting here. I'm deactivated from the platform. Checker's like, we don't have a background check. DoorDash is like, you have a background check. You need to get with Checker. And I'm trying to explain to them, I'm like, there is no background check over there. Like, I've given them all my information. I've gone. So essentially, I had to get to escalated support. And I finally got someone at escalated support to listen to what I was saying. And I guess they went and checked with Checker. And then finally, I was like on the phone with them. And they just, essentially, I don't know if they just overrode whatever the unlock was. But suddenly, my account turned back on. Now, of course, the bad part is, it had been like a week and a half. So I went from like 100 and some orders in the last 30 days down to 70 something. And then I couldn't get on because I hadn't been able to schedule. So I've been sitting here unable to get on the platform, even though I'm not deactivated anymore. And I can't get on the platform and work, and I'm just watching as my numbers go. So I'm down to like 51 orders in the last 20 or 30 days. And I'm pretty much locked out of the platform. So, it is what it is. So I've started doing a lot of GrubHub, Uber Eats, Spark. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, DoorDash. So I'm not worried about them anymore. I mean, it was actually good that I kind of, I think, needed to get away. Ooh, man, I wish I was up there for this. It's a hell of a nice order. 14 items, $30.20, 18.9 miles. I would absolutely do that order all day long. And it's really not bad at all. It's going in a direction that I could work from. But of course, right now I'm not going to do it because it would require me to drive 20 miles to get to the store. But I'm just sitting here looking at Spark orders for Hagerstown and not from the Walmarts that I'm at. Now, right now, I do have an incentive program going on. Or at least I did. I did as of this morning. That's weird. All my incentives went away. Anyways, I did have incentive programs going on, or at least I thought I did. Maybe I got it confused with yesterday. But so far, today's not been a lucrative day. And I'm still waiting. I'm trying to get on DoorDash right now. We'll see. Let the stream tell me. You see any red, guys? No red. Yeah, it's gray. And it looks like I am scheduled for the Hagerstown market tomorrow. I forgot that I got in there. I don't have anything scheduled in my home market, which the Hagerstown market I can make work. But for that, but it's 11 to or 11 a.m. Now let's actually, while we're on the topic of scheduling, let's see if there's anything to schedule tonight. Can I get on in Martinsburg? Nothing. Locked out completely. Now next Monday, let's see what we've got. All right, so we've got all right, so now I am scheduled for next Monday on DoorDash, and I will be doing 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., and then I'll be off from 1 to 5, and then I'll be doing 5 to midnight. So we'll see how all that goes. Let's see here. Perhaps maybe I need to just, for good measure, I'll throw in, why not throw in like a 2 to 4? just in case. All right, so I'm scheduled for 3 times now on Monday. Next Sunday, it's 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., 5:30 to 10:30. Saturday, I was unable to get anything, so I didn't get there fast enough. And then Friday, I'm scheduled 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. Like I said, Friday is the first day that I'm going to be back able to do any type of real, actual dashing. Um, I did pick up, I'd forgotten I'd picked up out of market uh, the lunchtime or a couple of hours of lunch. Damn. I mean, hey, look, there's some decent offers. There's a $33 4-stop offer, $28 4-stop offer, and that's all in Hagerstown, of course. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. No, it does not. They claim you don't have Gig Adventures. They claim you don't have a driver's license. Yeah, well, let me tell you, Yup, I was having problems mixing it with other apps too. In the end, because it was like so. I went from like having 300 plus orders, and then I started trying to mix it with other apps, and it was pretty much like I was just leaving it behind. And then I was trying to do 5 DoorDash orders a day, and I had kind of gotten to a point where I thought I was successfully doing that. And then, like I said, I ran into this problem. But it was like 5 terrible orders, and I was really thinking to myself, like, what am I trying to keep here? Like, it is so terrible, and the crap you have to take. But like I've explained, they are paying for the orders now out of the big tips on the offer side, and that's paying for the whole program. And they're flatlining everybody to $20 an hour. That is their goal. That you're going to make between 18 to 20 bucks an hour. And there's a lot of drivers out there that are not going to like that, especially previously where they were at. Yeah, it's terrible, and it's definitely I see the $1 a mile there. Yep. And it's just garbage. I mean, it really is. And to me, that's why I said I'm going back. I'm going back to where I'm going to go back and just cherry pick. I mean, I'm gonna use my other apps, and when something is available, so be it. If it's not available, if DoorDash isn't available, I'll work other stuff. I mean, trust me, there were days that when I was trying to work DoorDash, if you couldn't work through your entire shift that you scheduled, you might have a pocket where you're making 13 bucks an hour, and then you might have a pocket where you're making, $30 an hour, but it all rides out to 20. But you got to be there the entire time you scheduled. And again, I understand what DoorDash is doing with all that, but it's ridiculous. And Gig Adventures? No, I do not. This is what I do. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is what I do. I mean, I do this. I have some, like I said, I make some. No, I don't have another job, I guess you would say. It's all freelance stuff that I do on the side. But my primary way of earning money is doing the gig apps, and like I said, I'm still doing it. That's what's great. I have Roadie. I haven't been on Roadie for a while, actually. Well, here's the thing, Yup. To me, it's like this. I can go. I know I can go and use GrubHub, Uber Eats, Spark, and Instacart and make at least 14, 15 bucks an hour. But I know I could also, on a lot of days, I can tell you, based on my money I'm making, when I start focusing again on Spark, for the week, I'm making, again, $25 to $30 to $35 an hour. And again, on DoorDash, if I work all the time on DoorDash and I accept all of DoorDash's orders, it's $20 an hour. That's what it is. Now, if I choose to stop at a particular moment when I've earned, I'm not saying, like, for instance, when I'll get the occasional large order program that they send your way. Yeah, you might stop at a moment and you could hold your phone up and say, "Oh, I only worked the last 2 hours and I made $53." But the reality is if you stay on the platform for the next 2 hours, they're going to level you out. If you stay on the platform for 40 hours, they're going to level you out, and they know what you're going to want to work. And at the end of the week, you're going to be at $20 an hour. Yep. I mean, they've done this by boxing us in with the tier system, earn by time, by offer, and they've taken the ability for the dashers to in any way affect the system because they have pocketed out everything. Because they can either send everything, to earn by timers, if they need to, or they're send it over to, like I said, on earn by offer. They can essentially turn into earn by time to a degree by increasing your base pay, and that's what they're doing. Like what I've noticed is, again, they're slow you down, and then if they need to, they're just add some money in on your base pay, and then essentially they're going to fill the gap in. So for instance, you might get a pocket where you're making like $40 in 1 hour, and then the next hour you might make $10, but you only work 20 minutes, and then the next hour you're like, okay, that's $50 for 2 hours. So then they're going to start working you down, because in the next hour you're going to make say $10, and then they're going to have $60 for 3 hours. And they're going to find a way. That's why, as I saw, they're now making it so that you don't just dash now. You have to actually put in a schedule, and you can schedule anytime you want. You can't dash now anymore anytime you want. So you have to schedule it, and they want it in advance, and they want to know who's coming on and who's what, because what they're trying to do is they're wanting to be able to predict easier who's available, when they're available, what they're doing, and they want to be able to know that, all right, if you're working 3 hours, we can move the money around and everybody gets paid. And they've created it's like a socialist utopia where they've or communal almost, in a sense, where they're like, all the money's here. There's just one big pile of money, and everybody's sharing with everybody, essentially. And you don't even know you're sharing with everybody because you think you're doing something independent, but you're not. Well, hopefully, yeah, Gig Adventure. Listen, I had been deactivated on Spark. Don't lose hope. It took me 1.5 years of appealing every 60 days, and eventually they let me back on. So don't lose hope. You will get back on, especially if it's something that is not correct. It will eventually turn around. Well, that's kind of what I've done. Like I said, remember, I used to call it spark dashing. And pretty much the problem is, what you're going to find is like, for me, it was like, it didn't make sense to start dashing and give DoorDash the priority, because why would I want to give priority to DoorDash, who's going to pay me, $20 an hour, when I can go do a Spark, and I'll be sitting on a DoorDash order. Now, sometimes what happens is, if I'm in an area and I've accepted a DoorDash order that isn't driving me all over Kingdom Come, that's why earn by time is a steady way to earn, right? It is a steady way to earn. I mean, you're going to earn $20 an hour. That's what you're going to do, somewhere around that. But at the end of the week, you work 40 hours, 40 to 50 hours, you're going to get, just times that by 20, and that's what you're going to earn. And for some people, that's great. People will be very happy with that. But the bottom line is that if you do earn by time, you're going to also drive about $1 a mile, or a little bit over $1 a mile. I know, and that's why I'm saying, to me, I would rather put Spark as, or better yet, just put DoorDash where it belongs. Let it earn its right to be there in your portfolio. And if If it's not letting you turn it on, then you probably don't want to be there anyways. I think that's part of the problem that we have right now is we have too many dashers who want to turn the app on, right? And they're not having to compete to get us to turn the app on. So, and maybe they'll never have to do that again. But if they don't, just find something else, and that's what I would recommend. And then let them buy you back, let them get you back, and that's kind of what I'm going to take the approach of. And maybe I'll never be doing 20 or 30, 20 DoorDash orders in a day again. Maybe I'll never do 10 in a day again. Maybe I'll just be it'll be like the way GrubHub used to be, where I would do one a week. If that's what it is. But here's the thing. I always know in the back of my mind that if something catastrophic happened, I got deactivated from Spark, I got deactivated from the other ones, that I know that the one thing that I know is I could turn on DoorDash. Maybe not right away. I'd have to earn my way back into that picture. But I know all I'd have to be doing is get my schedule on and eventually get up to the 100 orders and just start earning by timing again. And I know I'd make at least $20 an hour. If not, and again, I'm not saying there wasn't earn by time shifts, I didn't make 25. I'm just saying I know I'll make 20 bucks an hour and I can times that by whatever. And that figure I'm sure will go up a little bit over time. Because inflation, things like that. But it's there. It's steady. If you want to just go, you know what, I have a DoorDash shift today, so I think I'm just going to go earn by time. You can do that, and I agree with you, and that's why I'm saying if you're worried about, making sure that, because at the end of the day, right, when you drive 200 miles to make $200 because you're driving at $1 a mile, the wear and tear on your car, the gas cost, the maintenance cost, all of that adds up. So if you're constantly doing that, then you better be ready to go. You better be setting aside money on every mile you drive for business, because it's coming. It's not a matter of if it's coming or will it come, it's when it's coming, and you better be prepared for that day to open up your bank account and have the money ready. It's like right now, guys, I've been sitting out here, right? I haven't heard from GrubHub at all. And I know that at about 5 o'clock, I'll hear from GrubHub. I'll hear from Uber Eats. They will come alive at dinner. I know that. Spark is sending me orders completely opposite end of the market. So at least I have you guys to talk to, and I'm making a little bit of money on anybody that watches an ad. But we're talking about like a micro penny. But it's, like I said, this is the results out here sometimes. But this is where gig work no longer works anymore. See, they used to promote gig work as this thing. Turn on your app and make money at any time. You can't do that now. Oh, you turn the shopping off? Yeah, I still have mine on, but I like the ability to do that because there are some days I don't want to shop. So it's nice to be able to make that adjustment when I need to. Oh, wait a minute. That's weird. So, yup. Is that delivery preference? Is that now a platinum feature? Because guess what? I can no longer. I did have that ability to turn shopping off, and I think I had to have my pizza bag in there and all that stuff. I don't have it anymore. I mean, maybe I have to be in my dash, but I don't have it anymore. All I have now is the turn on cash on delivery offers on and off. That's all I have now. Oh, wait a minute. Dash preferences. Hold on. Maybe I'm lying. Never mind. I have it. Never mind. I was looking in the wrong place. Yeah, I have shop and delivery. In fact, I believe what happened was, yup, and everyone out there, just so you know. So be aware of this. I am now certified to deliver alcohol. And what I believe happened is I took my alcohol certification, and one of the things I noticed in there, it said you've got to have a background check in order to deliver alcohol. So I think that it was as soon as I finished the alcohol certification, I'm talking like 5 minutes after that, that my account was shut down. And something I think got triggered to where the system attempted to do a background check or something, and all of a sudden my account went into like background check pending, and then I was off for a week and a half. So beware. And that alcohol training had been pending for quite some time on my account. I decided to just do it because I was like, oh, okay, why not get it done? All right, here we go. Oh, not great, man. Not great at all. This is disappointing. Well, this is just literally the luck, right? Any other time they'd be sending me in the direction of where I need to go to pick my son up. So they sent me this $16 9-mile offer. It's not great, but I've been sitting here for a while. 4 stops. Why not get started? Why not? Well, we're gonna do $16. I could get it done, and it was only like 40 items total, 3 stops total. But guess what? It would land me up near my house, which would be 20 minutes from where I need to be at to get my son. And I got to get my son at 5 o'clock. So there's only 21 minutes left between now and when I got to show up to get my son. There's no way I could go wait, get loaded, and then drive 3 stops. So there it is. Finally got an opportunity nearby and can't do it because it's going in the wrong direction. Let's see what my acceptance rate is now on Spark. Still at 69%. That's weird. I guess it's not that weird. I guess they must. Maybe it was. I replaced a decline. Well, they can. Yup, but do know that you're going to start getting paid for your wait time. I don't know if you're aware of that. They pay you. Oh, here we go. Shop 3 stops. So it's 2 stops. And then we have Uber jumping in the mix. $4 for 2.1 miles. Chick-fil-A. That's not happening ever under any circumstances. And then we have this shop, 16 items and 7 items. Nah. I don't get down. It's $20, $5 tip, 23 items, 3.3 miles. The miles is actually really, obviously, miles to money is really good on that one. But what I don't like about these orders is, well, first of all, it's all frozen stuff. It's not bad, actually. Oh, hell no. We're not sure. I don't like to shop for clothes. We'll let another driver take that one. Anyways, I don't like having one order on these because there's really not an adequate way to divide the orders up. So if you get one that's got like a lot of items and then one that doesn't have a lot of items, but when you have one like that where it's got 7 or 8 items, it's hard sometimes to keep them separated. And then of course on top of that, I'm kind of time constrained. I've got 19 minutes to go get my son, so I probably really should turn Spark off because I don't think there's really going to be a Spark right now that's going to even fit my parameters that I would need to accept. What I'm looking for at this point is to be able to go to go towards where my son's at. But let's just see. They got me another offer. Let's see what they got for me. Curated just for me. It's a 10.7 mile offer. We're going to Bunker Hill. It's 3 items. And just like that, guys, you ask and you shall receive. We're going to go do that. Why? Because it's heading right in the direction I need to go to get my son. In fact, it's going to take me up right near his school where I have to pick him up at. It's 3 items. We're right over here to Walmart. I'll drive over. I'll pick him up. And we'll go. It makes perfect sense. And we're picking up Hamburger Helper, Pillsbury Grands, and 80/20 ground chuck beef. Easy. And then what I'll probably do, guys, I hate to do it to y'all, but since I got to go pick my son up, and I don't really want to have my phone overheat, I'll probably just end the stream when we get to Walmart. And you guys will have to just trust that I get this done. But I wanted to update you guys on where we were at and where everything was at with DoorDash. And basically, DoorDash is in the trash with me. I'm not happy with DoorDash right now. I think that highly disappointing. Now, I want you to notice something. I hooked to the Wi-Fi over there. I'm getting Ubers now, 627 for 4.5 miles, Jersey Mike's. But I'm gonna just go ahead and turn off Uber because there's no point in sitting here fielding offers because I'm going to go do a shop and make this $13. But anyways, and suddenly I hook into the Wi-Fi and I've got offers. So that tells you a little bit. I think we can say maybe what was going on earlier is it's possible that maybe it's either time of day got better and offers just started coming, or perhaps for some reason I wasn't. I don't know. Put your thoughts in there. Oh, hell no, that was funny. What was funny? I missed that. What was funny? You talking about the order that I refused to do? Like I said, you might look at that and say, man, 13, you ended up, you had an opportunity for a $20 3-mile shop and you're doing a 13 for 10. Yes, but it makes sense to what I'm doing and where I'm going. And right now, I really do not have time to sit there and wait for another order because that one lines up perfectly. I can literally shop this. I'm quite confident and probably I'll be in and out of the store within 10 minutes. Now, my son will probably be waiting at his school, but I will go drop and if I had to estimate, I'm probably going to be 2 minutes away. So, and with it being a Spark, I could either pick him up and then go do the delivery, or I'll do the delivery and pick him up. It really doesn't matter. I mean, I'm going to put it in some nice bags. I'm not going to be anywhere close to the perishable item time where they're going to ding you. So this will put me at it's not great. Absolutely not great. So this stream's been going on for how long? I don't know. Hour and 41 minutes. And we've made $20. So the $10 an hour stream. Oh yeah, hell no. Yeah, no, that was it had a bra. We don't shop bras. No. I don't get involved with bras, ladies' underwear, nothing like that. I've attempted to shop for those things, and it has gone very wrong at different times. Gig adventures. I would absolutely recommend that you continue to send. You gotta send an email in to DDI, and you've got to continue to appeal every single month. Other than that, that's all I did, and I literally did it blindly. I didn't know that I didn't know if anybody was even receiving it, and then one day my account was just turned back on. So it doesn't work. It's highly frustrating, and again, obviously, when you're dependent on and again in today's gig economy, I think Spark is a bigger player for everyone, because it's necessary, and it actually, I mean, how ass backwards is this that we're saying like DoorDash or Walmart is paying better than everybody else, but somehow Walmart has become the app that pays okay, and they're taking care of their drivers. I mean, go figure on that one. But for the time being, that is what it seems. So we're 1184, so 1384 is what we're doing, and we're doing 10 miles. So we literally waited over an hour to get an order. I guess you could say that was a mistake for us to have come up here, or have taken that GrubHub order in hindsight. Probably would have been better off to have stayed up there near the Walmart. But hindsight is always 2020, right? If we just knew that then, we wouldn't have taken that order, but it is what it is. So we're going to head in here, and I'm going to end the stream and bid you guys adieu. So for the day, guys, this will put me at $43. Terrible day. But listen, remember, earlier on, I only worked, I think it was maybe 45 minutes. And then, like I said, I was getting ready to go live on the stream. I pulled off the sheets, and then I got the call. I had to go pick my son back up. I dropped him off, went to work for like an hour, and then not even an hour, and then I'm getting a call. I got to go pick him up. So, you know, I got my morning cut short. At least I made $20-something then. And then, of course, this debacle here is what it is. But we'll see. Hopefully, like I said, I'm going to pick my oldest middle child up, and we'll see if we can maybe make a little bit of money on the way home, and then just call it a day. I'd like to get to $100, so maybe we'll pull it off, maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll see what the gig gods have in store for us. But for now, I got to go in here and go get these 3 items. Go get some hamburger helper, and for you guys, you know, this is goodbye, but not forever. Just for a little while. And good to see you, man. Good to see you, Yup. I'm glad to be back. I'll be talking to you soon, of course. And you guys all have a great day. Rex Dog, have a great day. And yeah, check you all soon, man. We're gonna end it.